Okay, y'all, we're back. We're back. I'm back. I'm back, y'all. I am here, right? Where am I at? I tell you the truth. I know. Great continuation. I don't know why I got a delay. Okay, I can be heard. Can I be heard in the room? I see somebody's in here with me. Great continuation.
Can I be heard in the room?
Yeah, I hear myself. Okay. So that's good. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes. I panicked just a while ago and I got up out of here. I got a phone call and I just said, well, okay, everybody's over, y'all know me. I ain't trying to push in on nobody, but I came back because somebody told me I should. Shout out to my sister. Hey sis. I'm over here just a laugh. Let's get it, sis. You got your notebook. You got your notebook and paper. The people don't like to work, sis. They don't like to work for this thing. You know, gotta have a paper and pencil. They don't like to take notes. They like to spew out stuff. So yeah, let's see here. We're gonna get started though. Cause me and you, we good. We can do some note. We can that damn skipper, you got yours out. Shout out to everybody who's gonna come in the live. I'm gonna share it out again because I cut the other live because I really got panicky. I was like, ain't nobody coming over here, so I ain't gonna even worry about it. But let me share it out right quick. Give it a few more minutes. My sister say, you ain't stayed. You wasn't there for 10 minutes, golly. So let me share. Let me share it out some. Let me see here. Boy, I tell y'all. It's good to be alive though, y'all. Yeah, I'm seeing things that I wanted to see. I don't know about nobody else, but I wanted to see some of the stuff that I'm seeing taking place today in this day and time. And I must say, I'm all right with it. I'm seeing things that I requested to see. Um, However, I didn't know a lot of this other stuff was gonna come with it, but I'm grateful that everybody ain't stuck on stupid, because there's some stupid stuff going on in the world. And I'm glad everybody ain't stuck on stupid. I'm glad there's a few that is, on the same page. I ain't in the world alone. I ain't thinking by myself on some stupid stuff. So I appreciate that. Let me see. I think I got two more people to share out with. Okay. All right. Now, where we at? Let me see. Got two people in the chat. Oh, there's Alexis. Hey, Alexis B. How you doing, baby? It's good to see you. Thanks for coming over. I was hoping I could get a few people over before I get started. Arthur, hey, Arthur. Great to see you. I shut that other live down. Wasn't nobody there in 10 minutes. I got nervous. I said, well, hell, I better go on and get up out of here. And y'all know I don't have a 4 or 5, but dang. I didn't want to talk to myself today, y'all. I tell you, I didn't. But y'all share it out with one people, at least try to get us a couple people in here, because we finna talk about the 16, 17, 1800. And we just gonna try to talk about seeing what all they say happened. That's all we got is their records, right? That's all we got is the records that they gave us. Some people be fussing, well, I don't want their record. Well, what else you got? So all we got is the records and the things that so-called everybody want to say the white man put out. But how could a pale skin be dumb as he was and slow, not know they didn't know nothing. How could they come over here and take over a land they didn't know nothing about? I mean, these are the questions that I have. How could a stranger come over here and rule and take over and do all that? That's even in Africa. They couldn't have did that without the help of the original people that know that land. I mean, I don't understand how people. I mean, even when they did started telling about the slavery thing, they started coming back saying, "Well, yeah, it was the African help sold their own people." See that? You remember how they cleaned that story up? They know that it couldn't have happened by themselves. These Caucasians didn't speak no language. They had no territorial clue to where they was going in these woods. I'm told that our ancestors literally walked the trees. Some of these big trees, that's why they cut them down. So, our family and our people, have had a legacy and a culture that was here prior to any of these people talking about they came here to do anything to us. And as I was saying earlier, even down to people like J. Edgar Hoover. Can you imagine how many people that look like J. Edgar Hoover that was actually mulatto, but they was passing as white, and that all of these mulattoes is the ones that created the white supremacists in 1865? Remember the cotton? Who grew cotton? Was it the pale skins here growing cotton, or was it us? Who sold? Who knows how to make clothes and garments and stuff? It wasn't no pale skins here doing that. That was our ancestors making them white sheets and them hoods that them black Ku Klux Klans had on them. Shout out to you, Goddess Pachamama. Thank you for coming over. You had to find me. I know I forgot. I shut the other one down. My bad. But you know what I'm saying, y'all? So 16, 17, 1800. I try to focus on that based on the fact that these are the colonizations that I find history with my people in, right? So that makes me stay there and know that prior to 1600, it wasn't none of that. Okay, sis. Couldn't write or read, for real. So, okay, so this what I got on the screen. I left it on the other screen. Hopefully, some of our big scholars or some of these other young people who trying to find their way, they can still take it and research it. Because I don't hide information. I try to give information out. I try to put it out there. I give it to the big folks who call themselves with big channels. I pass information out. Y'all just don't know. People, they don't want this information out. Okay? They don't want us to know exactly the truth to what really happened. That's why so many people skating and just doing content creation. They not doing information. They not doing no real stuff gonna set us free and put us where we feel like we can go and talk to certain people and make stuff happen for us. But that's what liberation and freedom's supposed to feel like. I don't want to sit and listen to a whole day worth of communication and I ain't got nothing to liberate myself with. As my sister say, she can't take no notes. How you gonna sit and listen to something you can't take no notes? Ain't nobody said nothing you can write down. I'm a note taker, so I can identify. I want to hear something I ain't never heard before. And if I have heard it, I want to hear it right. And I don't want to hear it where a bunch of people still confused with how it got. So this is it says from St. Cloud State University. I never heard of that school. Anybody? Honestly, I never heard of St. Cloud University. The repository at St. Cloud State says, not with sword and spear, the evolution and the disintegration of the Anglo-Powhatan economy, 1622 to 1646. Okay. Shout out to the three of y'all and the two of y'all in the chat. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. We're gonna go somewhere with this though, y'all. We're gonna see. Let me see. Can I find my stories? Let me see. Can I find my my 10th great grandpa, who was here around that time? So we're gonna plug in some stories. We're gonna see what was really going on. Let's see. Can I find? See, because I got records of colonial families. The colonial families, this is what this said. We're in the colonial, right? We're talking about what happened in the 1600s. So this right here is a colonial family of 1607 to 1775. And listen, because this might be some of your family members, y'all, I'm reading about. This one here is some Clarks, the Clark family, Carke. They got the E on it, but they dropped the E and they still the same Clark. They just, you know how they go, right? So Fabius Maximus Clark of San Francisco, California. He was born June 1853 at Manchester, Dearborn County, Indiana. Okay, now this is a 1853, but then his family colonization records goes to 16 something. So, but we ain't gonna read about him because he's in 18. I'm in the 1600 right now. I just looked at the back of that. We ain't gonna read about him. We getting some 1600 people. Okay, here we go. 1627. Okay. On the screen, we say 1622 to 1646, right? Okay, so here we go. Tobias Sanders. This is my 10th great grandpa. His birthplace is England. His death was July the 4th. 1695. Look at this shit. Well, they say between. I often say, look at this. They say he died between July 4th and August the 23rd. I was going to say, how you got two deaths? In Charleston, which is, they said Charleston, which right now is Washington County. Okay? Plantation was the British colonial America. He's buried at Westerly, Washington, Rhode Island, United States. Okay? His immediate family, he was the husband of Mary Sanders. Okay? These are the same Sanders. Do y'all know Travis Sanders? Him and his mom. These are the same Sanders. I haven't contacted them yet, but they are the same Sanders. Okay? Let me see. I got some more stuff on Tobias. Let me see. He was a conservative of peace in Rhode Island. He was a foot soldier to King Charles I. And he had the royal charter from King Charles, him and the team that came with them, right? So these are the 1,600 people. And during that time, I see nothing about war, and I see business, okay? Thomas Jefferson, I got a piece over here about Thomas Jefferson, and he's going to even speak to that. Shout out to the 5 that's in the chat. Thank you for coming over. Tobias Sanders came to America from England. He and 3 brothers came to America. In 1643, he was living in, Taunton, Maine, and at Newport, Rhode Island in 1655. He was one of the purchasers and one of the first settlers of Westerler in 1661. Okay? He held a quarter of a share of the division of the land in September. In November 1661, he was arrested with Robert Burdick and Joseph Clark and carried to Boston, examined, tried, fined, and imprisoned until they should pay the fine and find sure ties of the peace. Y'all, share the live, y'all. We're going to get into this. He joined the Newport Seventh-day Baptist Church, and the members living at Westerly frequently held meetings at this house before the meeting house was built. September 17, 1679, he took the oath of allegiance. He was the justice of the peace and sometimes performed marriage ceremonies. We talking about Tobias Sanders from England who lived in Rhode Island. My 10th great grandpa. This is the life of the people that they say was here. Can't see. No, you can see the screen that's up there, but you can't see what I'm reading because I'm reading a piece of paper, a copy out of the book. I'm sorry. Yeah. But you still can see the screen though, right, sis? I'm going back to the screen. I just had to, I'm correlating what's on the screen with records that I do have too. How about that? So see, I said, well, okay, I know I got 1,600 records of my family here. So this is something from that college, right? So these are the things that Tobias Sanders did in America, right? Um, let me see. He was a justice of the peace and sometimes performed marriage. His wife was Mary. She was born in 1643 and was also a member of the Newport Church. Tobias and John Crandall, anybody got any Crandalls in their family, were appointed conservators of His Majesty's peace. Still talking about England though, right? Because they over here though. But they still were, yeah. Immediately after the incorporation of Westerly. So they had incorporated Westerly, the town of Boston. Tobias was a member of the town council and affixed his name or mark to the town documents of the town of Westerly. So they incorporated the town of Westerly. He was a part of that. His will was written 9th of August, 2 days before my solar, 1688, and he died in 1695. The inventory amounted to, I don't know what that means, F 14712S. I don't know what that means. Tobias lived just over the range of the hills to the south of the old Wesley meeting house. He is supposed to have been buried in the Clark's burying ground near the Wesley meeting house. So we have a lot of burial of England burial people buried in the land over here, right? All these big cemeteries we got around here. Who do we think is in those? I think there's a lot of indigenous people in them as well. I do. I'm not sure, but I do. Because when you look at them, a lot of those huge ones is on like mounds. Have you noticed? They're really like on mounds. But Tobias married Mary Clark Peckham. Anybody got any Peckhams? Because you know they was marrying the indigenous women here, right? She was the daughter of John Peckham and Mary Clark. Mary Clark Peckham was born in 1643 in Newport, Rhode Island, and died in 1695 in Westerly, Washington, Rhode Island. So that's a little bit about what was going on with them. That was the first charter in the 1600 that they had. So that would be, in my opinion, anybody else might have to tell me that at that time, the first charter would be the first time of them, being part over here, because at 1400 and the 1600, it was just Powhatan and all the other Indians, real Indians that was on the land. It wasn't about them coming over with their charters. So, okay, I'm gonna put this down, and we're gonna go back over here to this. But before I go there, shout out to y'all. I want to reiterate what I left off on last week. I don't know whether anybody remember the Pesuers. Do anybody in the chat remember the Pesuers? It's not but a couple of y'all in here, so the Pesuers. Or anybody familiar with the Pesuers? Okay, I'm gonna read this. To the best of my ability is low. This is loosely my understanding of the Pesuers. They built the railroad and the infrastructure. You remember, guys, we was on that about them other folks, right? And then we find out these are them, changed names, of this country. And they later morphed through marriage and name changes into the Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan, and associates that we are familiar with today. See, that's who the Pesos are. They hide themselves under other names. The part that seems to be missing and never discussed is that the Pesos were utilizing funding granted to them through numerous dowries. And listen, trust. See, This is a thing that people don't get about trust. Dowries and trusts given in very specific marriage. See, marriages. Remember, they came over here and the only way they could get the land was through the women. Allowances of the Aldobrandini family. Anybody heard of the Aldobrandino family? That's, please put it in your research and tie these people into what is going on. That's why Donald Trump is doing the things he's doing, because he knows who these secret people are. Okay? I have pointed out in the past that the Alobandino family brought their wealth and wealth managers to America via family trust. Trust, y'all. These trusts that they set up us in. Aldo Brandino says ALDOBRANDINI. Okay, so they brought their wealth here by trust, y'all. So people want to argue and fuss and fight, and when you say something about a trust, they don't even understand what it means. But these people knew about trust. They knew about Canaan law. They knew about common law. They knew about all these different laws that we're under is where it came from. Everything that they set us under came from them. It wasn't originally ours. It was theirs. Just like the trust, the money. We didn't have need of money like this was what they brought, the financial situation and tax and all of that. Right? So those trusts were exchanged into many hands of varying surnames. Y'all listen. If you don't get nothing else, get this trust. To obscure the origins. They was transferred into different surnames to obscure the origins of the true builders of this nation and many countries like ours. The wealth and trusts were distributed to other members of the Aladino family, which created bulks of wealth and massive corporations, all under and for the benefit of a secret and hidden family name, the Aldobandinos. Who know that? Who know that? Which one of these here, Pan-Africans or these Aboriginals or these niggas that just run around here with all these different lies know about the Albandino family? Hell, I didn't know about them, but I do now. And now that I do, what I'm going to do, keep quiet about it? Okay, sis. ALDOBRANDINI. And the Payseurs is PAYSEURS. Just like the Kahunis. See, all of these are names that we need to really tie in to what happened, how we got here, and just cut the shit. Time out for it. It's really time out for it. The Aldobrandino family crest consists of, check this out, stars and stripes. Therefore, to put it simple, any country whose flag bears the stars and stripes was essentially funded and had its infrastructure and so much more built by this Venetian family of black nobility. How that fit in with our history? How does the Venetian family, I hope y'all writing that down, Venetian family, black nobility, I'm sure that's going to come up with some good stuff on it. That's going to have some good stuff on it, y'all. I ain't did it yet. Venetian family of the black nobility. These truly are the state of our affairs as a nation and our not so humble beginnings. But the point of note is all traces of the true funders were hidden by proxy families like the Pacers, infrastructure and corporate moguls, and Rothschilds, banksters, and wealth managers to the bloodline families and the Vatican. You see that? To the bloodline family in the Vatican. Now, the Cahoonies, the Lincolns, the Kennedys, Omar Gaddafi, Donald Trump, all of those are royal families. So they say. So it's all tied back to the Vatican. The Pacers, the battle continues to control of the former Pacer holdings, but at the moment it appears they are controlled by the Rothschilds. In 1872, a Pacer company, the Charleston, Cincinnati, and Chicago Railroad, established a telegraph company called Western Union. It formed a subsidiary, y'all come on, y'all remember this, called AT&T in 1875. Montbell, right? And today, it is one of America's biggest telephone and communication companies, right? The Charleston, Cincinnati, and Chicago Railroad Company is the parent company for the Federal Reserve. Who knew that? Did anybody know that? Hi, Charlene. How you doing, love? Good to see you. Who knew that the Charleston, Cincinnati, and the Chicago Railroad Company is the parent company for the Federal Reserve? The privately owned Central Bank of the United States. And people wanted to stay. But Trump said he's going to shut it down. They mad. But this was not for... The Pacers empire became heavily involved in banking. Their Bank of Lancaster became the North Carolina Bank, and then Nations Bank. Who remember Nations Bank? I know I do. Hey, Wolverine, what's going on? Great continuation. Thank you for coming in, y'all. Peace to the tribe. Yes, right. That's right. So who remember the Bank of come on, y'all remember when all these banks was going through stuff, right? North Carolina Bank and the Nations Bank. The biggest bank in Texas, Interfirst, of which George Bush is a director, merged in 1987 with Republic Bank. Anybody know about the Republic Bank? To form the First Republic. Ooh. To form the First Republic, the Republican Bank, right? Okay. This was later absorbed by the Nations Bank, which then merged with the Bank of America. Y'all remember the mess Bank of America was doing. I know y'all remember all of that. Nation Bank, and Bank of America, they had it going on back in that. And that was when they had to do the bank bailout, right? Shout out to the fighters in the chat. Y'all share it out. We just getting started. We just getting started, y'all. We just getting there. Come on. These two laundered CIA drug money. And that's appropriate because the forerunner to the CIA, The OSS, or Office of Strategic Service, was created from the PaySour's own security network, which was formed by the Selma, Rome, and Dalton Railroad. Come on, y'all. Y'all getting this? Anybody taking notes? Ah. Salute. Great to see y'all. Oh my goodness. My sister said she can't take notes on some of these channels. Come on, y'all. Y'all getting this? What it says, the Selma, Rome, and that means Rome, Georgia, y'all. And that means Selma, Alabama, Rome, Georgia, and probably Dalton, Georgia. Just dropped in my spirit because Dalton right up from Rome. So this is what it talk about. And Selma right up from, yeah. That, when they put the railroad through there, right? But this is all the PaySource. But they under the banner of Rothschilds and them people, right? So, okay. I missed something. Hold on. So it says that the Dalton Railroad to protect the military railroad. So who know about the military railroad? See, I need y'all, while I'm doing this, I need y'all to be researching stuff. Like, what the hell is a military railroad system? I got 2 devices, but I can't get off now one on to do that. I guess I better hook up my other one because I be have to find out. When I run across something, y'all, I got to know about it now because I want to know about this here railroad. Military railroad system. Salute to y'all. Thank you for coming over, y'all. I'm having fun already, y'all. I don't know about y'all. Share the live out, please. And y'all go, if you're really about that live, because I'm finna do a new thing on my grandma's thread, but I'm gonna be doing genealogy and a lot of stuff like that. It ain't gonna be no mess, y'all. Never ever will I have the mess. What you doing? I am. Oh, you're doing assist. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. The military railroad system. Come on. I got some moderators in here. Help me out, y'all. Thank y'all. Let's see. So it's all wheels within wheels. Y'all hear this? Y'all know what Ezekiel saw? What? A wheel in the what? Middle of the what? Come on, y'all. It's right in our face. It's so much stuff right in our face, and they tell it to us, and they put it in, they put it right, little kibbles and bits. It was seized during the Civil War. The military railroad was seized. The military railroad was seized during the Civil War. But it's all wheels within the wheels. Family within family. And Americans have not a clue who really runs their lives and their country. The PaySource family have now lost control of their empire, but the same tribe are still at the helm. Y'all get that? They lost rule, but the same people still here. Okay, I'm finishing up this and then we're going. The government seized it. Yeah, government. Federal Reserve. Yeah, okay, remember the Federal Reserve, right. After the revolutionaries executed King Louis XIV, Ramses, y'all, come on, y'all, put y'all thinking cap on with me with this while I read this, because this is finna go into some of the so-called ancient stories we done heard, like Ramses, and y'all know how long that's supposed to be to being, right? So all of these here stories that they compiling together, listen. So after the revolutionaries, which one? Well, the one that they just took the military railroad, got us, was Ramses and Louis XIV. Is this the revolutionary? that executed Louis the 14th? Because we're talking about a military railroad system being taken over by the government seized during the Civil War. And then it says right here in the Revolutionary, after the Revolutionary, they executed the king. Ramses, which his name was Ramses Piso. Y'all ever heard of the Piso family? Look it up, sis. Write it down, the Piso family. I know y'all seen that. Let me see, what was that movie? They had a movie. They made a movie a few years ago about the Piso family. And they tried to show him like he had sex with a slave girl, but they had like a pale-skinned girl. But they didn't, they didn't show them as being melanated people, but they were supposed to be melanated people too, the Piso family. These Piso people that we're talking about, the Pesos, these people are supposed to be melanated people. They are supposed to be melanated people. That's why these so-called pale skin Rothschilds and them are supposed to be, the front, the white man. The white man. This is why the Moors claim they brought them over here to subdue us because we wouldn't leave. So they brought them over here and created all this here other madness. So this Ramses Piso was actually a Bush. Okay? It says his last name is Bush. And Queen Marie Antoinette Ramses Piso Bush. Her son, the Crown Prince Louis, still a toddler, was placed under the house arrest at the Paris Temple. Y'all remember the Treaty of Paris? I wonder what that has to do with this. See, it's a lot of stuff going on over here that they claim, y'all with me? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. 2 years later, he was smuggled out in a laundry basket by his doctor, Dr. Nandu, the retarded nephew of the Mosque de Georges, was substituted and he died in 1795. The prince was secretly taken to the Vendée Palace and given sanctuary by Prince Conde, Conde. He was later moved to the fortress on the river Rhine, where he lived under the name of Baron de Richmont. He arrived in England in February 1804 with the former royal paymaster of France, George Pessoa, and was protected by the King George III, the monarch at the time of the American War of Independence. The prince changed his name again to Daniel Pessoa, while George Pessoa became George Bayshore. King George III gave the prince now Daniel Pessoa a ship and awarded George Bayshore 600 acres of land in North Carolina. When they arrived in America, they were given help by the Brodie family, who were related to the British monarch. Before leaving England, the prince bought shares in the Virginia Company, and once in America, he acquired gold mines, including Gold Hill Mine Company, which he purchased secretly using a trustee. Okay, y'all know about trustees? Yeah, come on. These people knew what they were doing. And we still today don't know how to run business. We are lost in this. George Newman, as his front man, was the trustee or the proxy. With the invention of the steam engine, Pacer began to build railroads and lease them to operating companies. He also established the Lancaster Manufacturing Company to produce timber for the railroad products and the Lincolnton Iron Company, which later located in Chicago and formed two subsidiaries, Carnegie Steel and Pullman Standard Company. See, under the cloak of Rothschild and them. This is something that I've been knew about the pesos and the pesos and all of that, but I think that it's a lot of people don't that do know about it, don't talk about it because they always try to bring up the Rothschilds. But when you know that they are front men's, you know, and that all of this been like wheels and families, and you realize that these people have put stuff in place, it makes it makes a difference. Like I said, these people was over here buying land, purchasing stuff. They was willing and dealing from there to here. They had people already in this land helping them do what they needed to do before they even got here. That's why last week this guy told me he was an African, and he said that they give them a what they call it a DV. It's called a DV, diversified lottery, that they once a year, all countries they get a lottery, but they got to have somebody here that will represent them, you know, and support them till they get on their feet. And that's why they come here like they come, and they come here working hard and hard because they know what they got. They know what they what they got to do. So we did the 1600, and we show how um, the pesos is the financials. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start on this Powhatan thing, and can y'all see it? It says not with sword and spear. The evolution and the disintegration of the Anglo Powhatan economy, 1622 to 1646, by Stephen John Schroeder, a thesis submitted to the graduate facility of the St. Cloud State University in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Master of Art in History. They did that, what, 2016? Let's see, y'all. Let's see what we got. Let's go to the table content, y'all. Y'all with me? Shout out to y'all that's in the chat. Okay, I'm grabbing me some water right quick, y'all. Come on. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Here come y'all. The important reading. I wish somebody come up with me. Y'all gonna start coming up with me. Y'all know y'all can come up with me. I'm learning how to work the app though. We need to discuss. I don't need to do all the talking, y'all, but I do would love for someone to come up with me, y'all. Y'all let me know. Okay. Okay, so we're looking at the content here. Excuse me. The 1646 treaty as an economic agreement. So you see that? An economic agreement. But we got people in 2025 don't know about the Treaty of Economic Agreement. Changing patterns of the governance. So it was a government here. It was already going on. Increasing governmental authority in Virginia. Powhatan political structure, label and demographics, population, indentured laborers, Indian laborers. See it? The impact of 1622 massacre. Okay, a 1622 massacre. Okay, John Martin's evaluation of English war aims. So that's a sound like war to me, huh? Second Anglo-Powhatan War. Okay. You got tobacco, the familiar of diversification. There go that word diverse, y'all. I told you I found Doge too. I found Doge, that DOD. Yeah, Doge. I found that in one of these papers, one of these old papers too. Okay. Shout out to the Sixers in the chat. Thank you for coming over. Hope you can see something. Okay. Then you got the Dutch trade. You got tobacco pipes. You got a William Berkeley's hope of economic diversification. What in the world? Now you got a failure of diversification. Now you got somebody got hope of economic diversification. So they've always had something about diverse, huh? That's 1600. Excuse me. We're in the 1600 and they talking about diversification. So that diverse word, what is that diverse? Let me see. I don't want to move that. I might mess up something. I ain't better not move nothing. Diversification, y'all. Diversification. Okay. Now, then you got cattle, you got Indian and livestock. Conclusion of the production within Virginia. Anglo-Powhatan economic interaction. Subjective value and shifting comparative advantage. Okay. Goods, excuse me, goods exchange. You got copper, maize, shell bees, glass bees, fur, skins, cloth, tools, and firearms. Whoa, wait, firearms in the 1600s? Okay, let's see. Boundaries, forts in Virginia. Okay, these are some of the titles here. Okay, y'all. Huh. Did y'all hear anything y'all want to go in? Y'all, come on, y'all help me out. Let's. Which one we want to read first? Let me see. I think. Okay, they say firearms. That right there got my attention. What else? The war. Maybe that 1622 massacre. What y'all think? Y'all want to start at that 1622 massacre and see what was going on there? Or let's see, what else could we look at? The government, changing the pattern of the governance, treaty and economic agreement. Yeah, I'm trying, I'm trying to get there to see what really took place. Y'all with me? Okay, so let me see. I think almost 25. Let's go to 25 and see the structure. Let's see what kind of structure they're gonna talk about. Okay, right here. Let's see. Powhatan political structure. That word Wolverine. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Let's go, y'all. Though the Powhatan polity has been historically referred to as a confederacy, some have challenged the use of the term, claiming instead that the complex chieftain is a more accurate description. Deborah Gold explored the semantics and explained that a confederacy is voluntary and limited in scope. Complex chieftains and states, by definition, include strict economic control on the part of the authority system and so supersedes confederacies. Hence, the Powhatan polity that the English encountered in 1607 was really a complex chieftain dominated by the what's that? What's this, y'all? Powhatan. Eponymous Powhatan. By 1646, the Powhatan polity could probably be more accurately described as a confederacy, as English settlement physically divided member tribes. So it wasn't a confederacy until they started dividing the tribes. Is that what y'all heard too? Did y'all hear that? I think I did. Okay, till they start dividing up the tribe. A development over time of the Powhatan polity from a tightly regulated complex chieftain to a loosely confederacy. Yeah, see? It was a chieftain. It was a chieftain, but they made it into a confederacy. Loosely was the opposite of the development in the English Virginia. Although even after 1646, the Powhatan were never reduced to a position of dependency comparable to that of the original Jamestown colonists. They did lose their ability to dictate the terms of their relationship with the English colony. Virginia, especially after the arrival of Governor William Berkeley in 1641, moved rapidly toward the model of tight government control of economic affairs. These models of governmental organization and control over economic affairs are instructive in interpreting the terms of the 1646 treaty. So this is a treaty we're reading about that happened, right? By this time, the Powhatan political structure had been seriously undermined by the loss of land to English settlement and by the devaluation of goods traditionally associated with the political and spiritual power. So they're saying that they had a spiritual and a political power, right? The treaty recognized Necotowance as the overall leader of the Powhatan. That's not his name. I don't know whose name that is. I got to write that one down. And while in many cases of negotiating treaties with indigenous people, colonial powers found it expedient to recognize a single political leader. It is useful to consider how the Powhatan leader was able to use the argument with the English to maintain a higher level of control. Now, what language they speaking in, y'all? Sound like English to me. I mean, that's what my records show anyway. I'm just saying they speaking to each other. They're corresponding to make a treaty. So by normally taking the role of paramount leader in the treaty negotiation, Nakotowance, that's not, I gotta look that up, could claim credit for any benefits the terms provided. Also, the boundaries laid out in the treaty would be largely enforced by the English, but would benefit the Powhatan leaders by providing tighter control over the movement of the people and goods. So it's safe to say that this was the first treaty. Whoa, I just seen the name Roundtree. Who is this? Is this the lady that, wait a minute. The population of the Powhatan Confederation at the time of the English settlement is not known. Through anthropologists. Oh yeah, this lady right here, she's a pale skin Roundtree, but Roundtrees is in my tree too, right? So, but she's a pale skin Roundtree that's an anthropologist that's been over there in Virginia doing a lot of work. I reached out to her one time, but she didn't reach back, of course. who had studied the Powhatan extensively, because she had so much work on the Powhatan, and that being my 17th great grandpa, I wanted to know what, hey, how you where you come from with it. So I reached out to her, but she didn't reach back, of course. Um, but she estimated it to be around 15,000 Powhatans. Historian James Rice has estimated that the total indigenous population of the Chesapeake region at the time was just over 30,000. Yeah, right. They just like we was all extinct, right? The same way, right? They how can they come over and put a number on us, right? Despite the uncertainty over the exact number, it seems reasonable to conclude that the Powhatan polity represented roughly half of the indigenous population in the Chesapeake region and was primary indigenous population with whom the English in Virginia interacted. Okay, y'all? The non-indigenous population of Virginia was recorded at 350 in 610 and had grown to about 18,700 by 1650. In 40 years, y'all. See how fast they was bringing them in? 40 years. Whoa. The total non-indigenous population in Chesapeake in 1650 was roughly 23,200 when the 4,500 residents of Maryland are included. Those are those Maryland people, okay? They were called the Accomack Indians before they called Powhatan. Is that what you're saying? Okay, let me see, where am I? Okay. I wonder where Jeremiah at. I hadn't heard from him either. Some of these guys, they just disappeared. Okay, so it says indentured labor. Indentured servitude was a feature of the Virginia economy from its earliest days, but it was not until the session of March 1642 and 43 that the Assembly addressed the practice in meticulous detail. In these statutes, the Assembly covered such behavior as servants marrying in secret, running away to live with Indians, or to work for another planter, arriving in Virginia without indenture, and disregarding the Sabbath. Okay, Wolverine. I thought, okay, got you. Say disregarding the Sabbath. Masters were also admonished to observe and uphold the term of the indentured. Taken together, these statutes, let me ask you something. On a universal principle, do you think that we had 7 days, or is that something that you think they gave us? No, this was not like that, sis. These was royal people. This wasn't no people that they were sending. These was royals. Family members from here and there, these family members. These was families. These was royals. This is why it's such a thing where people not understanding, in my opinion, because they are not connecting. They can't connect themselves with, because they've heard all these other stories and they ain't put themselves in the story. They really can't put themselves in the story nowhere. That's a problem. That's a problem for all these sniggers to be around here. Period. Pale skin, anybody, and they can't put themselves in the story. All they can do is sit here and holler, somebody was slaves or somebody wasn't. But they ain't got no way to plug themselves in. So therefore, they got all the stories of, they that this they land or this that, but they can't prove nothing. They can't prove that they was even here. They can't. Half of these people can't even go back to 1800. Go back to the first great grandma. And so when if you can't go back to 1800, that's the Spanish. Can't go back to 1700, that's the French. Can't go back to 1600, that's the England. Either way it go, these people came here, and either way it go, they got mixed in with us. Either way it go. I'm saying that those was Black Europeans, those was melanated people, and the story how everybody's, they're twisting it so much to it's being construed where nobody understands. Like when they say, "Oh, we was here, we was there, we was everywhere," that kind of stuff, right? when that gets to going on, it done muddied the water so bad. It done muddied the water so bad. I mean, because shit, 2 years ago, niggas didn't even have a phantom that it was anything called a Black European. They didn't have I mean, they had no clue. Everybody was still the white man. Now all of a sudden, some of them, oh, there were Black Europeans. Yeah, there was royal. I mean, it's a hard thing. I mean, because most people, like I said, it's been this black and white issue so long, and that's not really the case. Because, like I said, a few weeks ago, when I found out about those mulattoes and how they were passing, and they were the ones that was the original white people whom was set up to be the myth of white supremacy on us. Those are the real white people. Before 1897, when they started bringing the real Caucasians over here. They was mating with them indigenous servant, pale skinned women, because they said they brought them over here first. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's piecing it together is what we got to do, because we've gotten all kind of look, cut off this page. Look, we got to piece this together here. And that's what I'm saying. Each one in your family, you got to find your own tree. Because if people ain't finding their place here, it's just like you're not. It's just like you're not, And oh fuck. Excuse me, y'all. I ain't mean to say that on live. I just got a text from somebody and it blew my mind because my little godson up the street gone back to the group home. Golly. Oh, that made me mad, y'all. It made me mad because I be working with these children, their parents, trying to help, trying to hope and pray and, keep them. Man, y'all, I'm so disappointed right now. Y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry right now because this child, I mean, every time our people, y'all, we're struggling here. It's a struggle. It's a struggle in the mind of the people, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all, send out some good energy to a young man that's 15 years old. Oh God, gosh, honey. Y'all, all I could think about is my grandson and boys when they go to jail, how they go in and they come, how they get touched. Something happened to them. They'll never be the same, y'all. We got to keep, oh my goodness. We got to keep our children. I mean, y'all. I just broke my whole thought off of where I was, y'all. I'm sorry. Because now I'm thinking about the little baby. I mean, I'm thinking about the little baby and her father. I'm thinking about how, the mother left her children in the house, y'all. I'm thinking about the mindset of our people. And this is not normal. It's not normal for us to do these things that we wouldn't have never done before. You can tell that we have lost some type of structure within our members, within our whole family structure, y'all. Everybody I speak to these days, they're speaking so hard on the women. Women's are having it because, man, saving fallen humanity is what Noble Drew Ali said he was doing. But ever since then, what we have done is fallen. And the music has devastated our community. That rap music, every nigga that opens his mouth up in a rap needs to be slapped in the mouth if he ain't talking nothing positive or nothing that brings life. But no, we big it up. We're bigging up bullshit that's taking us out. Now I'm frustrated. I'm sorry, y'all. I really am. I didn't come on here for this, but right now I'm getting into some madness because of this shit of this world we living in. I mean, how do parents really do the stuff they do to their own children? I mean, I see little girls, and I understand. I even myself, being a young woman, I didn't know what I was doing, but I did want my child. But I didn't understand when my mama said, "No, I'm gonna keep her." I couldn't fight my mama, but it ended up at points children be unprotected. Somebody got to protect them. Fathers getting kicked out of the house and they love their children just like they love their children more than some of these men do. I mean, the women's. The men's love their babies more than some of these women. And it's a shame how some of these men are being kicked out of the way. Yeah, they in harm's way, sis. They are definitely in harm's way. I answered that question earlier, sis, before I got that text and got on my speaking. Yeah, we done lost our self-worth, bro. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's something that we gotta save ourselves. But at the same time, that's why I come on here. I come on here to just share the information I found. I don't know what it's gonna do for anybody else, but I just want to share because if I don't, it's like it's gonna die with me, you know. But we got to do better within ourselves, you know, because this generation right here ain't gonna make it. It ain't gonna make it, you know, because everybody's so lackadaisical, and you know, I don't know. But I'm gonna try to get back where I was. Let's see, where was I? Okay. Thank y'all for putting up with me for a minute, because it hurts. It hurts to see a lot of stuff happening like that, though, y'all. I tell you. No. Now you said I was talking about the treaty. What I know what, and I'm trying to figure out, did I miss something with you, my sister? Let's see. Genealogy is really the key for us. Yeah. Check out my page, Wolverine, over on Facebook and my YouTube, Grandma's Thread. I'm gonna be doing genealogy. That's what I'm gonna be about, on pretty much genealogy and history over in there. Yeah. But see, then Then what about all these Germans that came over here in the 1700s? See, they don't talk about the German. They try to act like, oh, it was just the Spanish or the French. But what about the Germans? The Germans from Russia. You know about them, Wolverine, in 1763? So in 1700s, we got the England. But then they say that the French came in the 17, but I'm looking at the Germans that came. The Russian Germans came. Free transportation. Look. And then when you think about the 1500, right? 16, that's the 1600, same 1600. That was when they was moving all of the moving all of the so-called Jews around Africa, moving them around, fixing up Palestine, creating all of this over there. Simultaneously, they over here doing stuff. So everywhere they was doing stuff, they simultaneously doing stuff. Like when they was in Virginia and Carolina doing what they were doing over there, simultaneously they over there in California, Chicago, and all up in there doing shit. But you don't know what they doing over there because you over there doing what y'all doing. You see what I'm saying? You see them? Yeah, they are in now. Because they was all over. They was the one that was over there in Chicago, Philly, and New York. I mean California and New York. Yeah, full of Germans. That's who William Penn. All them Germans. And I got a Budapest. I ran across this Budapest cemetery, and it had like 1,700 people. Budapest. But they had brought them over here to grow wine, to make wine. That was what they say they had brought them over here for. Okay, that's the part I'm making work. Why sign a treaty when you send them back? When you can send them back home. That's what I'm saying. How you gonna send royals back home? They signing treaties with people to doing business. It was about business. It was about business. I mean, it wasn't about sending people home. It was about them coming over here, making plans, making whatever treaties they made. I mean, this is how this country was made. This is how everything. I mean, that's what I'm saying. All the treaties that was not even honored. This is still how they took it. This is still how it was done. And then by people, 400 years later, like us, don't know nothing about that shit. It sounds crazy and stupid. But when they was doing it, that's how they did it. They wasn't thinking about how we was going to perceive it. I mean, because half our family wasn't even able to tell us what the hell that we needed to do. But see, that's what I'm saying. That treaty that I was just reading, that was not nothing about the treaty that I was reading. It was about labor or someone. It wasn't about substitute for Indian labor. Let me see, indentured labor filled this role. Like that was about indentured servants and stuff. I mean, that's what I say. By us not being there, I mean, this is the concept that everybody who has, just like that. Okay, let's see what else I can see here. I ain't gonna be here long though, y'all. I just wanted to come in here and share a little bit. Let me see what else I got here. Tribal treaties. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Got some more stuff I wanted to share. Where is it? I wanted to share something that I got off the eBay. Got off the offline. Let's see where it's at. Let's get in this book right here. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay, the other night I was just messing around with the what's the thing called, the GP chat. GP chat. And somebody put something in the chat about is this it? No, this is about the Creek Confederation, being that I am the chief of the Creek Federation of Muskogee Creek, right? So I asked the GPT, whatever they call it, Chat GPT, how did the Creek Confederation function politically? And y'all know we just saw that one about the political, the Powhatan, right? So I asked the AI this, and it says autonomous towns. Wait a minute. I said the Creek Confederation, also known as the Muskogee Confederation, was a unique political entity that functioned as a loose coalition of ethnically and logistically diverse Native American towns. Here are some key aspects of its political structure. Autonomous towns. The Confederacy was composed of numerous towns, each of which operated on an autonomous entity. These towns had their own leadership and governance structures, allowing them to maintain a degree of independence while being part of the larger confederation. Okay. The second, cultural and diplomatic connections. The towns within the Confederacy were connected through various cultural rituals, diplomacy, and trade. This informal network allowed them to collaborate on matters of mutual interest, such as defense and trade. Thank you for the hearts. I saw that. Decentralized power. They had a decentralized power. Attempts to centralize power within the Confederacy largely failed. Instead, the Confederacy remained a fragile and informal coalition, with each town retaining significant autonomy. Okay. Leadership roles. Leadership within the Confederacy was often based on personal merit rather than inheritance. Leaders were chosen based on their ability and contributions to their communities. Okay. Peace and war towns. Muskogee towns were symbolically grouped into white towns for peace ceremonies. Y'all listen. And red towns for war ceremonies. This distinction played a role in the Confederacy political and social organizations. Okay. Challenges and conflict. Disputes over centralization and other issues ultimately led to the internal conflict, such as the Creek Wars of 1813 and 1814. These conflicts highlighted the challenges of maintaining a cohesive political structure within the Confederacy. The Creek Confederacy political structure was characterized by its flexibility and adaptability, allowing it to navigate the complexities of its times while preserving the autonomy of its constituent towns. Okay. Then I asked it, let me see. I went to the 18th and 19th century. The political structure says the Creek was categorized in a flexible union of towns, each with its own leadership. Is that the one I just read already? Hold up. I don't think so. No. Okay. Okay. Each of his own leadership and interests, the primary source of identity was one's town. The Creek society was matrilineal, with women holding significant authority. Creek War. Internal division within the Creek Nation led to the Creek War 1813. Part of the larger conflicts during the War of 1812, the war resulted in significant land loss for the Creek Nation and increased pressure for the American settlers. So they lost land, but they had a lot of pressure. That's what it said, right? So the modern era Federation recognition. Today, the Creek Nation is a federally recognized nation. Native American tribe in the United States. They continue to preserve their cultural heritage and advocate for their rights and interests. The Creek Nation's history is a testament to their resilience and adaptability in the face of significant challenges. Okay. Y'all with me? Okay, what were some of the key factors? Okay, and I asked who were some of the other key figures in the Creek Nation history? The Creek Nation, also known as the Muskogee Nation, has a rich history with many notable figures. Here are a few. See if these are your family members, y'all. I love names, so I like to try to identify. You got Opitilaholy, a prominent Creek leader who played a significant role during the Creek War 1813 and later led his people during the Civil War. He was a staunch advocate for Creek sovereignty and resisted removal to the Indian Territory. William McIntosh. Anybody got McIntosh? A controversial Creek chief who signed the Treaty of Indian Springs in 1825, which ceded Creek land in Georgia to the United States. His action led to his execution by fellow Creeks who viewed the treaty as a betrayal. Y'all see that? He got killed for that. He lost his life for that. Minowa, a respected Creek warrior and leader who fought against American forces during the Creek War. He was one of the leaders at the Battle of Horseshoe Bend and later opposed the cession of Creek land. Okay? Alexander McGivery. Anybody knows any McGiverys? A Creek leader of mixed Scottish and Creek heritage. Okay? Who played a crucial role in negotiating treaties with the United States. And sis, just right there, it just dawned on me. Oh shit. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. Y'all, I keep getting bad news on the live. This is crazy. Somebody just told me they're tired of living. I can't. Oh shit. Y'all, I can't. I can't with people. Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh gosh, I can't. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna have to get out live because people stressing me out on live, and that ain't good. But sis, I want to say something to the treaty thing right quick because I'm gonna get off this thing because I need to talk to some people, find out what's going on with that. Um, the treaties I just read right here, sis, Sister Goddess, Pachamama, right here. It just dawned on me when I read this with this guy right here. What he say? Alexander McGivery, a Creek leader of mixed Scottish and Creek heritage. So these people that were making these treaties was mixed. They was, you know what I'm saying? The people, yeah, that's what done on me. So how you feel? How that sound, y'all? The people who was really making these treaties was not our people per se. They was mixed with them or the married with them, or you know what I'm saying? It was those that. That's how I'm seeing it at this junction. Anybody seeing what I'm seeing? So he was a mixed heritage who played a crucial role in negotiating treaties. You see? Him and all the rest of them, Scottish, them Russian, whoever was They was negotiating treaties because they wasn't even they was mixed. I see that now. I hope y'all can see what I'm saying. He negotiated treaties with the United States and Spain in the 18th century, y'all. He worked to protect Creek interests and maintain their sovereignty. So they say. But then we talking about the $5 Indian because they federally recognized, right? So he ain't even really talking about us then, right? Then you got Tusknugi, Hudkey, white warrior. He white warrior. Watch this. Let's see. That's what will happen, Wolverine, right? Yeah. Look, a prominent Creek leader who fought in the First Seminole War and later became a key figure in the Creek Nation efforts to resist move. They just didn't say it, but that's a white man. I bet that's Caucasian right there. These individuals, among others, have left a lasting impact on the history and legacy of the Creek Nation. Yes, yes. What y'all say here? You make sense, not full blood. Nah, yeah. All in the name of for the people, so they say. Okay, y'all. Y'all saw me getting my little emotion about my folks, man. I don't like to see my folks going through it, y'all. It just bugged me out to see my people going through it like that. So y'all, I'm gonna end this live and what I ain't been on too long, but I really appreciate y'all coming on, hanging out with me. Y'all see, I'm not loved because 4 people in my chat that ain't nothing with the information that I know I'll be trying to bring. So I get disappointed with that. I really do. I get a lot of disappointment because I know that I'm hated, and that's not good. Because I'm not. I don't do anything to anybody to be hated, and it's a real bummer. It's a real bummer to even try to do this. Yeah, it's a bummer, y'all. But I'ma still try to, like I say, try to just put it out here because I'm doing legacy. I'm really not doing it for views or likes or even the support. You need because I never asked for a dime, but I feel like I've been here for 16 years trying to get this information to the people, and I've given this information to people who got people, who got a lot of people, and they don't even share. They don't even talk about some of this stuff that I be trying to share. So I know it's gatekeepers out there. I know it's a lot of gatekeepers, because they don't even try to tell people the things that we need to know. So with that being said, I'm a little disappointed. Um, I mean, three, two, three, 4 people in my chat. Much information as I'll be trying to put out here. It made me feel like you know. So with that being said, would you say, okay, no problem, handle the business. We can't cheat the process. What you mean cheat the process, Wolverine? Talk to me. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Truly, I do. Y'all know what it is. Wolverine, what you mean? Talk to me. The ancestors will hold you down. Oh, well, thank you so much, love. Thank you so much. I needed that. Really, truly. Yes, sir. So, y'all have a great night. Sharon, thank you so much, baby. Talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good one. Peace and love. Yes. Okay, Wolverine. I got you. I appreciate you.